The theater is beautiful. The theater could be a major house in New York, like a major off-Broadway house in New York, no question. They showed me the pictures of the flood damage, and I know that it's been incredible to turn it around. I know how much of the downtown area is still struggling to come back from that. So to see that this theater has come back in such a perfect and beautiful way is a real testament to this community's spirit and support. Oh, it was definitely one of the best by far. It had the right kind of spirit. The band rocked, which is always really important. It had the right kind of intensity and focus and heart. So no, I was very, very happy. There's times, when I've seen it before, I don't quite understand some of the things that they're doing, and that wasn't so much the case tonight, which was a relief. I like the set. The set's cool. There have been times when I've seen the show and literally the person playing Mark starts to talk, and I'm sitting in the seat going like, why is he telling me this? Like, I have no sense that that person has any investment beyond simply that's what they're supposed to do. And whatever work, homework or character work or whatever work he and Leslie did together, he built a person that his Mark was somebody that I felt had been through something and it mattered to him to share it, and he had the authority to speak about it. And he was going to work something out in doing that. Like, it was part of his personal, it was part of his personal journey in his life to do this. It was part of his life's work, which is to me what the story is. That's what is happening for Mark. But many times I've seen it, and I have not felt that from the Mark. So it was right away when I felt that, I was like, okay, I'm in good hands, and I can just sit back and enjoy. And that was the truth, and that's a wonderful relief too, to feel that way, that I don't have to worry about Mark. He's doing it. When Rent got its closing notice on Broadway, it was a very bittersweet feeling. It had, it's still one of the longest running shows in Broadway history, which is fantastic, but it was kind of a touchstone for me that it was, whenever I was in Midtown, which I have to be fairly often in my work, either for a job or for an audition or for a meeting, or friends live there, I would walk by 41st Street where Rent was playing at the Nederlander Theater, and it was always like this, I could stop by and say hi to my friends that were still there, and just knowing that it was alive and well in the city was kind of a comfort to me. So when I learned that it was closing, it was sad, but I also was aware that that would mean then that it would be able to be done by all of these companies all over the country that had been waiting for years to do it. And so that's exciting, and that's something that Jonathan Larson, I think, would be incredibly proud of, to know that his piece was getting done by so many people who'd been wanting to, and people who ordinarily might not get the chance to see it at any other venue. It's to know that it's alive and well, and everywhere that I hear about it having these kinds of runs, it's done well too. The community has come out and really supported it. It's vitally important that community theaters exist for places like Cedar Rapids that wouldn't have necessarily the infrastructure to support a major equity theater, but that there's clearly tremendous talent in the area, and that they should get the opportunity to do all kinds of work if they can. So yeah, it's deeply important that places like this theater continue to thrive, and especially when they're doing things like taking risks like doing Rent, which are clearly being supported by the community. So that seems like a perfect, whatever happened with the flood, there are people out there that are friends of this theater, so that's a wonderful position to be in. I was invited to a production in New Jersey, a small town in New Jersey that a friend was doing of Rent, and their community theater is struggling a lot to make ends meet, and as many places are these days. But they're still striving and still making it happen. But it's tough. So to know that there is this much support here is really gratifying.